Hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Well, as you can see, where I had it bottom plowed, deep, large ruts, especially down the middle, I got a little deeper. But I've run over it now with the harrow at least twice. Got to pull them roots up right there, but it's leveled it out quite a bit and broken those big clumps up a lot. I still need to run over it a couple more times, but with the motor the way it is on that Yanmar, I don't run it long. So basically I just ran it long enough to go in second gear and run over the whole thing. And I did the same thing a few days ago. It's starting to actually look like something that could be plantable instead of those big clumps of dirt. So I'll do it at least another time or two. Try to get the garden ready. Harrowed up. It's been bottom plowed, so it's plenty deep to plant most stuff. So we'll see how it works out. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. It's sure looking a lot better. I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but as far as the size of the clumps of dirt and all that's in it, it's looking a whole lot better now that I'm breaking it up a little bit with the harrow from where the bottom plow turned up big chunks. So that's the idea. Work a little bit every day. Eventually I'm going to get other projects done as well as that, like hook back up to the backhoe attachment and move it out the middle of the yard, because I could make the garden quite a bit bigger as far as depth from out there all the way up to here if I move that backhoe attachment. But still lots left to do, and I'm still trying to make myself go a little slower than I used to. So we shall see. I've still got to get that vine up. The grass is getting pretty tall at this end. They don't come down here much. I've had them in that wire pecking and scratching, but not out in the rest of this very much. So I need to get in and get that wire moved. I'm probably gonna have to take the mower in there this weekend or pretty soon and cut the grass, and that'll help it spread a little bit too. But the blueberries are looking good. I don't know how well y'all can see that. Wonder if it'll let me. No, I zoomed in. The berries are starting to look a lot bluer. There's still quite a few green ones on there when you get further in and start looking. So they're nowhere near ready to pick yet. But the chickens have managed to pluck a few from the lower end, which is fine. And y'all know I watch Cog Hill Farm. Jason at Cog Hill is talking about fire blight or something, is why the limbs do what they're doing. Now, I don't know if that's the freeze damage or if I've got the stuff he was talking about today on his video, but or today that I watched it. But he was saying you have to treat it and cut the affected limbs off, as far back as you can till you get to all green limb inside. And I've still got new growth coming up, but I may get out there pretty soon and cut as much of that off as I can. If it's just leaves and the limbs look good, then it's probably freeze damage. But if it's a whole limb like the end over here, I don't know how well y'all can see that in the camera, but the whole end of that limb is dead, whereas there's a green limb coming off of it. So I don't know if it's what Jason's got, but to me it looks an awful lot like it. So I'll make it out here and prune these trees down as far as cutting those dead ones off and see if I can't slow that down. He said insects cause it, they get into the tree. So we shall see how that works out. But Sue and his ladies are out here. Look, did y'all see that? She's jumping up to get her a blueberry. I don't know if she actually got one or not. She was high enough to have done it if she wanted it. But I see a few little peaches on the trees, and I still see quite a few pears. And I haven't walked over there to check the apple tree in a week or two, so I don't know if those blooms turned into little baby apples or not. But anyway, I'm still trying to do a little bit of work when I get home in the evenings. Like today, already checked on the baby chickens and turkeys in this first pen. They're fine. I need to fill their water, but I usually fill it every evening when I lock all the chickens up for the night. Then I'll go ahead and fill their water so it's full all night, and then I fill it up before I go to work in the mornings so that it's getting filled twice a day. And it wasn't empty when I got home today. They're going to that large waterer more and more every day, so that's a good thing, so they don't run out of the fresh water in that little quart waterer. So it's fine as long as they're getting fresh water when they want it. I'm happy with that. They're getting a little size to them, but you know, the looks like the baby feathers may be falling out, but the adult feathers are slower at coming in. And old Junior over there is keeping the blue Orpington rooster up on the stand. Every time he comes down, if he tries to mess with any of the hens, Junior chases him back up there. And he will come down and go under the roost there and go over to the water and get him some water. I've seen him do it, and I've seen him get food. But if he tries to mess with the hens, Junior chases him back on the roost. So it's funny. Last few days I've been getting about 11 eggs a day. Haven't had a 14 egg day in quite a few days, but I've had a lot of 11 egg days. So I'm still at the 11, 12 average a day mark, which is good. But y'all see they've been scratching here quite a bit where the old stuff from the pens where I cleaned out was out here. And there's a lot of leaves that's fallen from the last few days of rain and lots of wind that, you know, everybody's had. So I think going in here with the mower will help mulch up a lot of this debris and kind of add it back to the soil. But Sparky's doing well. The cable is actually holding. It's holding pretty well. The pole hasn't moved. I'm gonna walk over here and check his feed real quick. I know it's at least half full, and I've already bought another bag, so he's got enough to last him a month, if you know, if I couldn't get any more. But his food's getting harder and harder to find when I go in. The only place I can really find it's Walmart, so it's getting harder and harder to find. Yeah, he's about half. But that's what I do. I usually reach in and rake it forward so he has plenty up front, easy to get to. Bucket's still full of water, but you see the parts from the trees and stuff flies and lands in it, but you know, dogs don't care. Either way, he's doing well. He's still a pain in the butt sometimes, pulling on that cable for no reason, but I've got it up pretty high, so far it's holding on tight. I'll probably have to go back this weekend or sometime and snug it up just a little bit more now that I know it's gonna hold. The mulberry tree's got some new growth on it up there, and both apple trees has got a little bit on it, so I'm pleased with that. I did go to the auto parts place at lunch today and picked up new bearings for the front of my truck. So inner and outer bearings and the grease packing thing that you get to pack the bearings in. So I've got a whole new set for both right and front. It's the right front that's acting up, and I couldn't tell that the tire was shaking and rattling, but my son-in-law messed with it. He said that's what it was. It was moving back and forth a little bit. It's why it's scalping that tire up pretty bad. So I don't want to drive it until I get all the bearings changed in it. And I'll probably rotate the tires and put that one on the back to let it level back out, hopefully, instead of ruining the tires. That's the only one that was doing it, that front right. That's why I haven't been driving my truck. It can be driven, but it'd be better if I didn't, so I haven't been driving it. And all I do is pay for my own gas in the company truck and drive it, but I don't go a lot of places anyway. So those of you that are wondering as far as doctor visits and stuff from where I had my stroke, I did get contacted by the neurologist in Columbus. They've made me an appointment. It's 6 weeks out, guys, so we're looking at the middle of June before I can get in, and that's the earliest they could fit somebody in. So it is what it is. I have to wait until I can get in there. From what I'm being told, neurologists, the specialists that I'm seeing are in high demand, and they have a long backlog or wait period of patients. So look, the chickens follow me whichever end I go to. They just start sitting down at the other end. Maybe they'd come to me. When I give them scratch, I throw it out into the new part of their run. So anywho, I'm gonna get off here, guys. I know it's 10 minutes, but main thing is I wanted to show y'all the garden. I'm still making progress on it. The Yanmar is doing its job. Pulling the Hera in second gear is not a problem, and I don't have to rev it up as high as I did when I was doing the bottom plow. And it's breaking that soil up quite a bit, making it look a whole lot better. So if I do decide to get back there and do some planting, I've got that option now, whereas I really didn't before. I could take the little walk behind tiller and till that whole thing now. It would wear me out, but it could be done. So I'm glad that the Yanmar is holding up and pulling that Hera and breaking the soil up the way I need it to. But guys, I appreciate y'all watching the videos. If you have not done so, please subscribe to the channel. And one day I'm gonna get that high tunnel or greenhouse, whatever you want to call it, done. But along with the other million projects I've got. I was looking back at the flag. It's still standing. It leans to the right a little bit, but I think that's the way it was when I got the concrete in, and I didn't straighten it as well as I should. But it ain't going nowhere. I've tried to move it. It won't move. So thank y'all for watching once again. Remember what I always tell you. Jesus loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.